So, the American dream, owning and selling and buying and owning, of course, homes. That's the American dream. We've talked about, is it good or bad to buy during the holiday season? But yesterday, the Fed changed things again. Joining us is Melissa Sprouse Browne from SC Realty. So the Fed's dropped the percentage point, right?
They sure did. They cut the rate by 25 basis points, which equates to a quarter of a percent. And that will have an impact on the real estate market because you may see some movement in interest rates for people who are trying to get mortgages right now.
So, but what does that mean? I mean, 20, a point 25 or whatever.
A whole lot of nothing. It means a whole lot of nothing, right? So it's a very small movement. It's the third consecutive rate cut we've had from the Fed this year. But rates are not moving as much as we would like from the real estate side of things. Right now, if you are looking to buy a home, you're seeing rates in the high fives to low to mid sixes. Just sort of depends on what your personal credit score may be and how that would be impacted. Because if you have a little bit weaker score, you're going to see a little bit higher of a rate. But back 3 or 4 years ago, we had rates that were unbelievable, like lowest of a lifetime in the 2 percentile range.
Right.
But we've been in the 6, 7, 8% range now for a little bit of time. And certainly, the Fed looks at all these factors. They try to control inflation by adjusting rates and whatnot. They're looking for 2% inflation, and we're not there yet. So they did give us a little bit of a cut. We're looking to see maybe 2 more cuts in 25 and 2 more cuts in 26, which should equate to some lower mortgage rates, but we don't know how much. And of course, with Trump coming in with a new administration, I mean, he's been a developer his whole life. I mean, I would think he would be good for real estate, right?
Yeah, I mean, and who knows? Who knows how that's going to impact for sure. But I guess the numbers, though. I mean, I remember I bought my first house. I bought a little $113,000 house back in '09 when rates were, this high. My current house, I bought a much bigger house, much cheaper. So those percentage rates actually can make a pretty large impact.
Oh, they absolutely can. So I bought my first house on my own. This is going to be crazy. My interest rate was 12%.
Mhm.
And I was happy at 12 because that was a good rate at that time. So, everything's relative, but lower interest rates do give you more buying power and you can buy more house for the money, the lower the interest rate may be.
So now they've cut it down a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. So then now would be the time maybe for people to go ahead and start looking at the American dream, saying, you know what, I'm ready to buy a house.
Well, absolutely. And there's the flip side of that because you may have people who were thinking about selling their home because often your sellers become buyers and buyers and sellers are both rate conscious. And we've had a little bit of a hiccup here where the market's been a little bit weaker because the rates have been higher. So now that we're seeing a downward trend, we're expecting both trends to pick up where you would have more inventory coming on the market. And that is good for buyers and for sellers.
I love that. All right. Melissa Sprouse Browne, SC Realty, links at abccolumbia.com, talking about the rates. If you want to talk about rates in real estate, of course, if you want to buy or sell a house, she might be somebody you want to talk to. But,
Absolutely.
but either way, but yeah, so things seem to be more favorable. I appreciate you getting ready for the American dream.
Always.